It's the Outside Edition. Welcome back to the show. I'm Tony.
And I'm Tim.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Of course, the Premier League returns, Timothy, this weekend. We'll be having a big one. Tonight, Chelsea looking for their first win of the season. They are currently winless in the first two games that they've had. So it will be very interesting. They take on a Luton Town team that did not play last weekend. We know that their pitch is still under rehabilitation. They haven't been able to play any games so far at home, and most of their fixtures will be postponed. But this is their second game of the season. They were not involved. How do you think that plays into the plans for the game tonight, especially with the manager having seen their team not playing last weekend?
Yeah, Tony, it's something that you might think is good for them because they did not play, so they had enough time maybe to train and try out different formations.
Maybe behind the closed doors.
Exactly.
Friendly.
But again, you ask yourself, maybe they wanted to play because in the back of that huge loss to Brighton, you would have wanted a game to bounce back. But now you're going away to a hungry Chelsea. You've said they have not won yet this season, and I think they've won once in the last 14.
Last 14 games, only one win.
Which is not typical of a Chelsea side. So I think it's a game that Luton is going to go into knowing that it could be any score tonight.
It will be very interesting. Of course, Chelsea taking on Luton Town at 10 p.m. that game, starting here at East African time. When you look at Chelsea, they've only scored 2 goals so far, only 1 point. Of course, they were beaten comprehensively by West Ham last weekend, 3-1. The striker, the scorer in that game, Kane Chukwuemeka, got injured, and we hear he might be out for an extended period. Where are they going to get the goals, Timothy? Is this the game perhaps where Chelsea might look to get going?
Yeah,
in front of goal.
Chelsea has to look for goals all over the pitch, Tony. I think they have to look at Jackson has to start scoring. The issue I have with Jackson, he is a number 9, but he is mobile. He is not settling into the role 9 position and wait for those balls. He seems to be a person who wants to be involved in the action. It's like Jesus of Arsenal. But now, if he cannot come with the goods, then the other wingers, Sterling started. I thought Chelsea played well at some periods against West Ham, and when you're playing well, that is when you have to hurt the other team. Chelsea did not hurt West Ham and they lost that game. So you have to look at the entire team. But where are the goals again? You look at Chilwell is playing like a winger. He's not a winger. So maybe Pochettino has to look into this game. The opposition is not that very strong, and then try to go back to a back 4, not a back 5, because every time they play back 3, it's like a back 5.
I wanted to ask you about that same thing. You're playing a Luton Town team.
Yeah.
Why are you playing a back 5? This is a game definitely that Pochettino will be looking to perhaps start thinking about introducing a back 4 at Chelsea. It's bizarre to see a side of their quality going with 5 defenders, even against the West Ham side, and perhaps it could have played into the hands of the West Ham team where we saw them losing that particular fixture. But this is a game where we would like to see at least Mauricio Pochettino being a bit more ambitious, playing only 4 people at the back, bringing in Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, giving Caicedo a start in this particular fixture. This might give them a bit of more impetus going forward. But of course, with the news that Chukwuemeka is out and Modric might be out, it will be still interesting to see who starts alongside Jackson and Sterling up front in that 4-3-3 formation, perhaps, if the coach decides that way. Very interesting news as well. Lavia might not be able to feature in this particular fixture. He's not yet fit enough to feature in this one. We'll be excited to see how he fits into that midfield pack with those 2 gentlemen, Enzo Fernandez, of course, and Caicedo. But like you said, Chelsea needs to look for goals elsewhere. And Malo Gusto, we know, is another winger. We saw flashes of him going forward. But they need to rely more on the wingers, again, the wing backs, to try and create some of the chances. Chilwell didn't play very well against West Ham. He had to be hooked off, I think, before 60 minutes. So it will be very interesting to see how he bounces back from that setback in this particular fixture. Chelsea, though, this should be an opportunity for them that they must take. It's not an opportunity that they should take. They must take this one if they really want to play themselves into the top 4 race immediately as the season starts. I think they have what it takes in this particular game. I've gone for a 3-0 Chelsea comprehensive win.
Yeah, I think I've gone for a 3-0 too. I wanted to give Luton Town a goal. I think they have a good striker in Morris. He's always hungry. You've talked about Ross Barkley coming.
Ross Barkley is back. Might we see him tonight? Maybe it will be interesting to see.
Is there. So maybe they can try. I was looking at the papers, and one of the positives with with Luton Town is their manager. He said Chelsea still have weaknesses and they might hurt Chelsea when they get the opportunity. So
that's a good attitude.
that's
to
a
have.
good attitude. So I think maybe because of that positive talk, they might get a goal. But I want to stay with 3-0 for Chelsea.
Very, very interesting. That game comes to you tonight at 10 p.m. East African time. Don't forget, of course, we'll be bringing you the rest of the predictions for the other big games from the weekend. Do not go anywhere.